Hi, January the 19th, 2022. Just arrived at EK and the lads are still on the tea break. So it's a good chance to have a look how Dave has got on with making the fuselage formers. I left about 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. He had finished cutting out the aluminium and now he's sandwiched it between 2 wooden formers. Looks though he's concentrating on the outside edge and not touch the inside.
I think once you get one out of the way and you get my new shrinkers and stretchers, it'll make a difference.
So what have you done? You bent it over and you've crimped it once?
Knocked it over, took it out, put it through the shrinkers a couple of times all the way on, so I put it back in now, so knock it over a bit further and back in there to shrink it some more. And keep it takes about 4 or 5 goes before you get it right over.
Yeah. You can see the excess material running down
so I
side.
have to shrink that to get all them little puckers out and shrink it. It's just very time consuming.
Yeah. I noticed you put a load of drills in. Why drills?
They're just locating pins really.
Yeah.
Just so that because when I take it out it just goes like that. So that when I've shrunk it, them locating pins will put it back in the same place. Yeah. Otherwise I could lose the shape altogether.
Yeah.
I had to put some.
So you're actually hitting on the inside, are you?
Right on the radius to get the radius over.
Yeah, you're not hitting the edge of it at all.
Right on there to get the radius over. Then once that goes down, then you can go down on top. But you have to stretch it over the radius.
In the background, Bill is working on the second #1 fuel tank. There's 2 tanks on the 2 number 1 tanks on the Lancaster port and starboard. He's removed the outer canvas type material, and underneath there's a layer of rubber type material. It looks like carpet underlay. This is the fuel tank self-sealing material. When the tank is ruptured by a bullet or shrapnel and the tank's leaking, the rubber around the tank reacts with the leaking petrol, expands hopefully and seals the leaking tank. This information was supplied by Jerv, one of the engineers here. Ready for a bit of crimping, are we?
Putting that down there, a bit more shrink in it.
What do you use these for, Dave?
I've got these like temporary pins at the minute. Open the holes out and then use these, go through there to hold it. They should be able to hold it a bit better than the pins. Yeah. I'm alright with these at the moment. So.
Yeah. What are those anyway? Are they special made?
Wedge locks.
Sorry?
Wedge locks.
Wedge locks.
See most of that puffing around there is gone now, so
yes, it has, isn't it?
So just do a little bit there and then I'll knock it over a little bit more and do the same process again.
And this is what the second time you've crimped it, or the...
The second time, it probably take about 4 or 5 goes maybe to get it on over. So.
Interesting. Well, there's no set measurement how far apart you do it where it's bellowing out.
Yeah, where it's Yeah, well that's my purpose, that's 3. It's just bigger. That was dead easy. quite close to the 90 degrees now. That's just by shrinking it and bringing it in a bit more. So maybe a couple more and we'll be there, I think.
Good. Yeah, it looks good all the way around, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You think it will take another 2 crimps? You don't think you'd get it in one? Because you're not far away from to me.
I may do. I find that hopefully one might do it.
Yeah.
And then just a tweak up. Because once this won't actually, because this has got no backing angle, it'll only take it to about 85 degrees, and then I'll have to tap it round and then probably shrink it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going well.
Yeah, good. And when you turn this top edge over, will you have the same thickness piece of wood to tap it over? Because you won't be able to put this former in, will you?
No, I won't. I'll probably just use a bit of wood.
Yeah.
And clamp it down and move it away from that and just tap it into 90 degrees and then move a bit of wood around.
Yeah.
Ideally this should have had a backing angle on it so it could go over 90 because then spring back to 90.
Yeah. with your nylon hammer, you're not actually hitting the hammer flat on the material. You're using the edge of the hammer, are you?
Oh, I use that shape one just to get it over the radius, and then it's flat on just to knock the rest of it down. You've got to try and knock it over the radius first.
Yeah. But
to get tight in there to knock it over.
What? You seem to be hitting just here and not on that edge. Is that right?
Yeah, just in the middle there.
Yeah.
To get over, because we're going to lose about 10 mil of that trim off anyway. So it's a matter of getting this bit over to the former and then trim the excess off.
Oh, thank you. I bet you get fed up for questions.
No, that's fine. Carry on.
Sorry?
That's moved again, it's kicked up there, so I have to shrink that in to bring that down, and same with that one. So it has gone over a bit more.
Yeah.
I think after that, I'll be tapping it off square, because I don't think I'll move it anymore in that jig now.
No. Bill has completely removed the covering from the tent, now has applied a coat of adhesive remover.